Tonight, we drift into the crimson glow of a distant star.
Proxima Centauri.
You are.
Beyond the familiar warmth of our sun, past the swirling planets of our own system, there lies a quiet ember burning in the darkness, waiting patiently. It is not the brightest light in the sky, nor the most powerful, but it is near our closest stellar neighbor, only 4.2 light-years away. 4.2 light-years, a distance so vast that even light, the fastest traveler in the universe, takes more than 4 years to cross it. And yet, tonight, with imagination as our vessel, we will slip beyond those years in a single breath. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine leaving Earth behind. The weight of the world softens. Cities fade into silence. The oceans fall away beneath you.
Soon.
Even the moon, faithful companion of our nights, is only a pearl in the distance. Past the planets, past the frozen edges of the solar system, you drift into the open ocean of night. There is no sound here, only the hum of your own heartbeat. Around you, the stars scatter like lanterns on an endless shore. Ahead, Proxima Centauri glimmers faintly, a red spark among diamonds. You are leaving home, but not in sorrow. You are traveling deeper into wonder. Proxima Centauri belongs to a family. It circles with two larger suns, Alpha Centauri A and Alpha Centauri B, golden stars that shine brighter and steadier. But Proxima keeps its distance, orbiting far away, as if it were a solitary child in a crowded house. It is a red dwarf star, smaller than our sun, cooler, dimmer, and yet destined to outlive it by trillions of years. While the sun will one day fade, Proxima will still glow like an ember that never dies, keeping its quiet watch long after Earth is gone. As you float through the vastness, notice how the night changes. The farther you travel, the more the familiar constellations begin to shift. Orion tilts, Cassiopeia bends, and the Milky Way stretches differently across your gaze. It is as though the universe is slowly rearranging itself, guiding you toward the little crimson flame ahead. Every breath you take carries you closer. Every moment dissolves another fragment of distance. The star waits, patient, eternal. There is no hurry here. In this journey, time stretches like silk. Centuries pass unnoticed, and with each passing era, you drift lighter, quieter, softer. Imagine yourself as a particle of stardust, weightless, moving effortlessly through the velvet dark. The Earth you left behind is only a memory now, a blue shimmer in the endless sea. What matters is ahead, that quiet star, that ember, Proxima Centauri. We will travel. We will fall. We will dissolve into its light and return again. Tonight's voyage is not a race, nor a struggle. It is a surrender, a gentle opening to the universe. Like a leaf floating on a river, you are carried forward not by force, but by the current of wonder itself. And so the journey begins. Ahead lies fire, mystery, and the reminder that even the smallest star can hold infinite stories. As you listen, let your body rest. Let your breath slow. Let your mind wander across the quiet dark. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to hold. Only the drift, only the glow, only the story that waits in the heart of the stars. If you enjoy drifting into wonder, let your heart rest here with us, among the endless night beneath the watchful gaze of the universe. Tonight, as the drift deepens, the Earth lies far behind us. The blue and green world we know so well has already faded into a pearl, a delicate shimmer among the darkness. The moon is a memory, the sun, a soft coin of gold that slowly diminishes with every breath we take. Ahead stretches the blackness, vast and quiet, holding within it the promise of something new. The journey to Proxima Centauri is not a leap, but a glide, not a dash, but a surrender. To reach it, we must cross the greatest of oceans, the void between the stars. That ocean is measured in light years. The phrase seems simple, almost playful, and yet it contains depths that few truly comprehend. A light year is not a unit of time, though the word suggests it. It is distantia immense, humbling, endless distance. It is the measure of what light, the swiftest traveler in the universe, can cross in one single year of unbroken motion. To understand this, imagine light itself, as gentle and as constant as a breath. Imagine it racing at 300,000 kilometers each second, never pausing, never tiring. In the blink of an eye, Light has encircled Earth 7 times. In the quiet of a heartbeat, it has already brushed against the moon and returned again. Now, stretch that heartbeat. Let it lengthen. Let it unfold into hours, days, months. Allow the photon, your little traveler, to continue, never slowing, never stopping. After 1 year of such ceaseless flight, that beam of light has covered nearly 10 trillion kilometers. 10 trillion. A number so large that the mind cannot hold it, so it slips away like sand through open fingers. But instead of numbers, let us turn to imagery. Imagine footsteps, soft and infinite, one after another across the dark. Each step is a moment of light. Each moment is a fragment of distance. The path stretches not across a room or a city, but across the silence of the cosmos itself. Now let yourself become that photon. Yes. Dissolve the weight of your body, release the shape of your hands, your breath, your name. Become light itselfer, unbroken, eternal. You depart from the sun, leaving behind its corona of fire, its glowing storms, its flares that curl like ribbons. You pass Mercury, scorched and airless. You glide beyond Venus, veiled in clouds, thick and unyielding. Earth falls away, a marble of color, oceans swirling with white clouds, a fragile home receding with every instant. Mars appears, a silent desert wrapped in dust, then vanishes behind you. Jupiter rises, a colossal storm of stripes and swirls, its moons glinting like jewels in orbit. Saturn greets you with rings like frozen music, pale arcs suspended in black. Uranus, tilted and strange, spins quietly. Neptune's deep blue storms churn, and then even these guardians of the outer realm are gone. You are beyond the solar system. You are free. Ahead stretches nothing but the dark. Behind you the sun grows smaller, until it is only a spark among countless sparks. Yet you do not slow. You are the photon, the child of light. You continue, endless, effortless, serene. Time bends differently for you now. Seconds are centuries. Centuries are a breath. As you move, entire stories unfold upon the earth you have left behind. Beneath your passage, humanity stirs. Civilizations rise and crumble like waves on a shore. Great cities blaze with fire and fade to ruins. Empires expand, collapse, and dissolve into legend. The constellations shift as the equinoxes wander. The night skies of poets and astronomers tilt and change. The photon witnesses all of it, though it never pauses. Travels unbroken, bearing only its quiet memory of a star. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel time stretch, stars sliding past. On Earth, sailors lift their eyes to the heavens. They see not Proxima, faint and hidden, but the bright companions Alpha Centauri, A and B. Twin suns that shine in the southern hemisphere. To them, these stars are guides, beacons across the sea. The Greeks saw them as part of the centaur, a mythic figure etched into the night. Later, explorers in distant oceans would trust those lights as companions in their long, uncertain journeys. Poets named them, lovers dreamed beneath them, children wondered if they were alone when they looked upward. All the while, Proxima remained invisible, its dim red glow hidden from the naked eye, till telescopes finally revealed it in the early 20th century. Imagine those nights of discovery. Scientists peering through glass, recording faint flickers, realizing with a breathless heart that a third star existed nearer than all others, so close and yet so quiet. The moment carried with it awe and humility that after centuries of watching the heavens, a neighbor had been hiding all along, unseen, until the right instruments found it. The photon that you are gliding across the gulf remembers that revelation. It carries with it not only the light of stars, but the wonder of those who gaze at them. Centuries pass in your wake. A photon crosses 1 light year, then 2. Empires crumble into dust. Languages vanish. New worlds of thought rise in their place. The constellations continue their slow drift. Time, which for humanity is a tide of change, for you is nothing but the rhythm of travel. You are light itself, serene, unbroken, endless. Take another breath, long and steady. Release the day. Allow yourself to float with the photon carried across the years. At 3 light years, Earth is no longer even a memory. The sun itself grows faint, indistinguishable from the millions of other stars scattered across the night. You are in the deep ocean now, where silence is complete and distances are infinite. Yet even here, faint and delicate, a glow ahead begins to strengthen. Proxima Centauri waits, as it always has. It does not call, it does not hurry, it simply exists, burning softly, patient as eternity. The journey across 4.2 light-years is not something a human body could endure. It would take tens of thousands of years, even for the fastest ships we have built. But in imagination, in dream, in the soft drift of this moment, you are already there. You have crossed centuries with a breath, millennia with a sigh. You have become the light itself, the messenger between stars. And so the void is not empty. It is a passage, a bridge woven of time and memory. Each step of light carries history forward. Each stride of brilliance spans centuries. You are that light, endless, tireless, slipping across the fabric of existence. Breathe once more. Inhale the silence. Exhale the centuries. Proxima Centauri is nearer now. Its glow is faint, softer than the sun's, yet alive with mystery. You continue, step after step, breath after breath, until the distance collapses. Until the gulf itself feels like nothing more than a dream behind you. You have crossed the void. You have journeyed across the dark. And now, before you, the ember of another star begins to shine. The drift is carried as far. Behind us lies the immeasurable ocean of the void, 4.2 light-years of silence folded into a single breath. The sun, once a blazing monarch, has become only another spark among countless sparks, indistinguishable in the jeweled fabric of the sky. Now, ahead, something new begins to glow. At first, it is nothing more than a shadow of fire, a dim ember in the blackness, as if some hidden hand has placed a coal at the farthest edge of the night. It does not roar, it does not demand, it simply glows quiet, persistent, eternal. And yet itself so small, so unassuming, that no human eye unaided has ever seen it. Take a breath. Let your body loosen. Drift closer. If the sun is a golden fire, radiant and bold, Proxima is an ember, hushed and subdued, the difference is profound. Our sun burns with a surface temperature of nearly 6,000 degrees, its brilliance flooding Earth with warmth and life. Proxima, by contrast, is cooler, barely half the sun's temperature. Its light a dim, crimson glow that does not reach out across space with the same authority. If our star is a great torch, Proxima is a lantern hidden behind layers of mist, glowing with the deep red of banked coals. Yet in this difference lies a wonder. Proxima is a red dwarf, the most common type of star in the universe. They are everywhere, countless and unseen, making up nearly 80% of the stars scattered across the galaxy. They are quiet watchers of the cosmos, small and cool, with lives that stretch not in billions of years like our sun, but in trillions. Where yellow stars like Sol burn quickly by cosmic standards, red dwarfs smolder endlessly, holding their fire so gently that they may outlast nearly everything else in creation. Imagine time itself as a great river. Stars like our sun are rapid currents, rushing with energy, bright but brief in their passage. Red dwarfs are eddies along the shore, patient and unyielding, their flow so slow that they may endure until the river is gone. Proxima will still burn when the sun is long extinguished. It will still shine when Earth is dust, when even galaxies themselves have changed their shapes. To approach Proxima is not to meet a star of majesty, but to stand before a guardian of time, a witness that will remain when nearly all else is past. Take another breath, deep and calm. Feel the slow patience of this star echo within your chest. At this distance, Proxima is not fierce. It does not blind. It does not blaze. Its light is soft, scattered, more like the glow of twilight than the brilliance of noon. To a human traveler approaching from afar, it would seem like a ruby suspended in velvet, no larger than a grain of sand against the horizon of night. Its dimness is the reason it went unnoticed for so long. For thousands of years, humanity watched the skies, charting constellations, naming brighter stars, trusting them as guides across oceans and deserts, and yet Proxima remained invisible, hidden in the folds of darkness, its glow too slight for naked vision. It was not until 1915 that Proxima revealed itself. The Scottish astronomer Robert Innes, working in South Africa, searched the skies with instruments sensitive enough to detect what the eye alone could not. He noticed that one faint speck moved with Alpha Centauri, and upon closer inspection realized it was not a background star, but a true neighbor, bound by gravity to the Centauri system. Imagine that moment, a century ago. Through the silent patience of careful observation, humanity discovered that the closest star to the sun was not one of the bright Centauri twins, but this humble ember, invisible without glass. Pause for a moment. Breathe, and let that revelation settle. For millennia, the nearest star to our home had been shining, waiting unnoticed, a guardian hidden in the dark. And when at last it was seen, it was not as a blazing torch, but as a delicate flame, steady and eternal. Now, as you drift closer in this journey, the differences of Proxima come into focus. Its mass is barely 1/8 that of our Sun, its radius, a fraction, small enough that the star could fit comfortably inside Jupiter's orbit, not as a planet, but as a scaled-down sphere of nuclear fire. Its brightness is a whisper compared to Sol's. If you were to place Proxima where our Sun now hangs in the sky, daylight would vanish. At noon, the Earth would lie in perpetual dusk, skies glowing not with blue, but with a dim, blood-red haze. Shadows would lengthen without end. The warmth of summer would never come. Earth would freeze, and oceans would harden into ice. The life that thrives beneath our Sun's gold would never have been born under Proxima's ember light. And yet, life may still find a way. Around this red dwarf orbit worlds of mystery, Proxima b, discovered only in 2016, circles within the habitable zone, close enough to receive warmth, far enough to avoid fire. Whether it holds oceans, mountains, or silence, no one yet knows. To stand upon such a world beneath the dim crimson skies of Proxima would be to exist beneath a star that never rises, never sets, but hangs forever at the center of heaven, small and steady, bathing the land in eternal twilight. Take a slow breath and imagine yourself upon that world. The air is cool, the sky's dim, the star above you no larger than a pale red coin. The landscape is painted in shades unseen on Earth, colors shifted by the spectrum of the red sun. Grass, if it grows, would appear black, drinking in every photon of faint light. Rivers would shimmer dark as ink. Creatures that might exist would be adapted to a glow unlike any we have ever known, eyes sensitive to the faintest glimmers. Bodies moving slowly, conserving energy in the eternal dusk. But for now, you remain in the drift, hovering before the star itself. Look at Proxima as it is, not bright, not blazing, but steady. Its surface is turbulent, yes, racked at times by flares more violent than those of our Sun, storms that hurl radiation into space. But beneath those tempests, the star continues, endlessly stable, endlessly patient. It is the paradox of red dwarfs, fragile in brightness, indomitable in time. Proxima whispers rather than shouts, and in that whisper lies the promise of eternity. Breathe again, slowly, and let your mind quiet itself against the hush of the star. The telescope sees more than the eye. Through lenses and mirrors, Proxima is revealed as a disk, faint but real, a body of fire wrapped in crimson glow. Astronomers trace its spectrum, chart its movements, measure its distance just over 4 light-years, the closest of all stars, and yet still impossibly far. In that closeness lies both hope and humility. Hope that one day humanity might reach it. Humility that even our nearest neighbor is separated from us by a gulf so vast that no ship yet built could cross it in less than tens of thousands of years. Yet imagination has already arrived. In dreams, we are here. In this drift, we float before Proxima's light, feeling its glow as though it were a fire in the cold night. No longer distant, no longer hidden, it has become immediate, a presence that asks nothing but recognition. If the sun is a golden fire, Proxima is a quiet ember keeping watch for eternity. And as you linger here, suspended in the velvet dark, you feel that eternity flowing around you. You are in no hurry. The ember will not fade. It will outlast your breath, your world, even the galaxy itself. To witness Proxima is to witness time slowed to stillness, existence stretched to its farthest reach. Take one last breath, Let your chest rise and fall in rhythm with the star. Allow the crimson glow to wash over you, filling your mind with calm. The ember of Proxima burns on. The drift continues. The ember of Proxima waits ahead. At first, you are simply hovering, suspended in its faint glow, balanced between nothingness and inevitability. But stars are not passive. They hold their children close with bonds unseen, and even across millions of kilometers, Proxima begins to draw you inward. The pull is invisible, but you can feel it not with your skin, not with your muscles, but with the silence of your mind. It is as though threads of light have been woven around you, gossamer and delicate, tugging, coaxing, never letting go. This is gravity, the oldest of forces, the patient curve of space-time itself. It does not seize you violently. It does not rush. It simply calls. And once you begin to answer, there is no turning away. Take a slow breath. Release it. Feel yourself drifting deeper. As the star grows larger in your vision, the threads become stronger. You are falling, though there is no ground. You are sinking, though there is no water. This is the descent into the gravity well, a plunge not through air, but through the fabric of existence itself, drawn ever closer by the quiet insistence of mass upon space. To imagine a gravity well, think of a vast, invisible bowl stretched across the universe. Every star, every planet, every moon presses into that bowl, curving the invisible sheet of space-time. Proxima, though smaller than our sun, still bends the sheet deeply enough that everything around it must bow, must spiral inward. Now you too are caught in its fold, drawn into its hollow, sliding along its unseen slope. You do not resist. You let yourself go, release your weight, let yourself drift deeper. The glow ahead begins to change. It's no longer just a pinprick of ruby. Proxima swells, its halo softening into waves of scarlet. Your body surrenders to the pull as if sinking into warm light, each breath carrying you further down. Gravity is not violent here. It is a lullaby, a quiet hand pressing gently at your back, urging you closer to the source of its fire. But beneath that lullaby lies Power Man's, relentless, inescapable. If you were to hover too close, tidal forces would rise. Gravity, though gentle in the far distances, is never uniform. On one side of you, the star's pull is slightly stronger than on the other. These differences stretch and strain like invisible hands tugging at every atom. Around massive stars and compact bodies like black holes, such tidal forces can rip entire worlds apart, tearing them into streams of dust and flame. Proxima, smaller and softer, does not rend so violently. Yet even here, close to its surface, matter is bent and reshaped, drawn into spiraling rivers of gas that pour themselves endlessly into the star's furnace. Take another breath. Imagine yourself becoming light, your weight dissolving into the scarlet glow. The descent is not empty. Around Proxima whirl storms that never end. Its surface, though cooler than the sun's, is restless, roiling with convection currents that drag hot plasma upward and fold cooler matter down again. Magnetic fields twist and snap, unleashing flares that dwarf those of Sol. Bursts of ultraviolet radiation and charged particles erupt outward, racing into the void. For any planet too near, these storms are a harsh and hostile wind, stripping atmospheres, eroding oceans, scouring the very chance of life. If you were drifting within those zones, you would feel them as surges, waves of energy passing through you like tides of invisible fire. Cosmic rays, high-energy particles born in the chaos of the star's heart, fly outward in every direction. To unshielded flesh, they would be devastating. But here, within this dreamlike passage, you are untouchable, safe within the story, able to watch the storms without harm. The sight is both terrible and mesmerizing. Jets of plasma arc above the surface like fountains of fire, leaping thousands of kilometers before sinking back into the crimson sea. These flares illuminate the star's atmosphere, a thin veil of hydrogen and helium stirred into endless motion. To fall closer is to feel their rhythm, to sense the heartbeat of the star itself, low, patient, and yet alive with sudden bursts of violence. Still, gravity carries you deeper. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Let yourself imagine the sensation of surrender, not falling as in terror, but sinking as in sleep. Downward deeper, embraced by light. In poetic truth, you are no longer separate from Proxima. Each step of descent blurs the boundary between you and the star. Your body's no longer body, your breath no longer breath. You are becoming part of the pull, part of the glow, dissolving into scarlet radiance. The closer you drift, the more the world you knew, Earth, sun, oceans, skies fades into memory, like distant voices heard through fog. All that remains is the star, patient and eternal, and your surrender to its call. In science, this descent is a plunge into the star's atmosphere. Unlike a solid surface, Proxima offers no ground to meet your fall. Instead, its outer layers are vast oceans of gas, growing denser and hotter the deeper you go. At first, the edge is tenuous, like mist, atoms spread thin across space. But as you sink, the mist thickens, becoming clouds, then storms, then oceans of plasma so dense they behave almost like liquid fire. The deeper you descend, the brighter the light becomes, until scarlet turns to gold, and gold to white. The warmth envelops you completely, wrapping around your thoughts, saturating your senses. In reality, no human could survive such a descent. Temperatures rise to thousands, then millions of degrees. Pressure climbs beyond comprehension. Yet here in the dream of the drift, you surrender without fear. You feel not pain, but immersion, as if being drawn into a vast and endless ocean of light. Take another breath. Let it out slowly. Feel yourself dissolving, as though every cell is a spark, every thought a flicker of flame. The descent continues. Gravity holds you fast, more intimate now, more absolute. There is no escape, but neither is there struggle. It is a surrender so complete that you no longer question it. You are falling, but in falling, you are becoming. You are no longer a guest, but part of the star itself. This is the paradox of gravity. What begins as separation ends in unity. What was once distant is drawn together until no distinction remains. To fall into a star is to give yourself back to the cosmos, to return to the furnace from which all matter was born. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the carbon in your breath, these were forged long ago in ancient suns. And now, in Proxima's embrace, you feel that cycle folding closed, returning home to fire. The storms rage around you, but you do not resist. You drift deeper, slower, until time itself seems to stretch thin, as if each second were an eternity. Release your weight. Let yourself drift deeper. The scarlet glow becomes all that is left. Shadows vanish. Boundaries dissolve. There is only light, warmth, gravity, eternity, and in that surrender, you are still. You have drifted past the threshold. There's no more distance, no more separation between you and the star. Proxima's gravity has claimed you, and now, as you enter its scarlet shroud, you begin to dissolve. At first it is subtle. Your edges blur, your outline softens. The body you carried with you across the dark years of travel is no longer solid. Breath is not breath, hands are not hands. Instead, you are filaments of light stretched thin across a crimson sea. The star does not crush you or burn you. It simply remakes you, returning your substance into fire. Take a slow, steady breath. Exhale gently. Imagine your thoughts dissolving into crimson sparks, floating upward, drifting away. Before you lies the living surface of Proxima Centauri, not a surface like Earth, not soil or stone, but a restless ocean of plasma. It churns and heaves like a storm without horizon. Darker regions swirl where heat rises and falls, convection currents dragging material from depths unseen. Across this seething ocean, sudden eruptions burst forth, flares that reach tens of thousands of kilometers. Fountains of flame that twist and snap, releasing torrents of energy into the surrounding void. This is not the golden calm of our sun, whose surface flickers with delicate granules and occasional eruptions. The sun is steady, measured, a parent who warms gently, whose light has cradled Earth in relative peace for billions of years. But Proxima is not so gentle. Proxima is restless, a younger, more volatile ember. Its flares come without warning, ferocious, brighter than the entire star itself for brief moments. In those bursts, X-rays and ultraviolet light lash outward, searing the space around it. Any world too near is bathed not in life-giving warmth, but in firestorms of radiation. And yet, from within this descent there is no fear. It's only, you are not flesh now. You are not fragile. You are part of the glow, slipping into the restless pulse of the alien fire. Interlude. Take another slow breath. Imagine the flare rising. Imagine your thoughts rising with it. As the flame arcs outward, let go of a burden, a memory, a worry, which it carried away, scattered into sparks across the void. Here in the red dwarf's furnace, science and poetry blur. Plasma moves like liquid, though it is not liquid at all. It is the fourth state of Matara's stripped bare. Electrons freed, nuclei adrift in a sea of charge. It is electricity, magnetism, heat, and light fused into one chaotic medium. Imagine an ocean that glows from within, where every wave is flame, every ripple a surge of particles dancing on unseen fields. That is Proxima's surface, an endless choreography of fire. The alien fire is unstable. Its magnetism coils like twisted rope, winding tighter and tighter until it snaps. When it does, the release is violent. A solar flare leaps outward, carrying with it a storm of particles, protons, and electrons, accelerated to near the speed of light. They fly into space like arrows, striking anything in their path with invisible force. Around Earth, the sun's storms can shimmer as auroras, painting the poles with curtains of green and violet. But here, around Proxima, the storms are harsher, more frequent, more devastating. Worlds close to the star are stripped of their shields, their skies scoured clean. Oceans boil away, atmospheres vanish, and surfaces are left bare, silent, and frozen when the light recedes. Take a moment. Let yourself drift within this fire. You're not body, not earthbound. You are light now, folded into flame. The violence is not violence to you, it is simply rhythm, another breath of the cosmos. Exhale slowly. Imagine yourself as a spark, rising, dissolving. Scientists on Earth first discovered Proxima in 1915, hidden in the southern skies, too faint for the naked eye. Even in powerful telescopes, it appeared only as a dim ember near the bright pair of Alpha Centauri A and B. But instruments revealed its secret. It was alive with flares. It's unpredictable, flashing brighter in bursts before sinking again into dimness. To observers, Proxima was not calm starlight. It was a pulse, a heartbeat, an ember that refused stillness. If the sun is a steady golden fire, Proxima is a restless coal. Not a flame that burns smoothly, but one that cracks, smokes, sparks, and spits. Refusing to fade, feeding on hidden reserves deep within. The deeper you drift, the more you feel this restlessness. Around you, waves of energy surge and fade, like tides you cannot see, yet sense in every particle of your being. Each flare that bursts is a ripple that carries through you, altering your rhythm, reshaping your sense of time. Seconds stretch, minutes blur. You feel yourself dissolving not only in body but in memory. What was Earth? A faraway dream. What was time? A faint shadow. What are you now? Fire. Nothing but fire. In truth, Proxima's flares are both destructive and beautiful. Their violence strips nearby worlds, yet their energy seeds the interstellar medium, sending elements outward into the galaxy. Flares are messengers of change, carriers of radiation that shape the environments around stars. Without such storms, the galaxy would be quieter, emptier. Even the chaos of a red dwarf plays a role in the larger story of life and death among the stars. Imagine now that you are one with that role. The flare that bursts is your flare. The crimson spark is your spark. You are no longer observer, you are participant. One fragment of the alien fire. Interlude. Exhale gently. Imagine your thoughts dissolving into crimson sparks. In this state, surrender is complete. You are no longer drawn downward. You are no longer falling. You are suspended, weightless, floating within the scarlet tides. You are neither consumed nor spared. You are simply transformed, thought becoming flame, breath becoming light. The alien fire does not ask for your survival, does not ask for your fear. It asks only for your presence, your surrender, your dissolution. And so you dissolve. Bit by bit, thought unravels. Bit by bit, memory loosens. Bit by bit, you become indistinguishable from the glow that surrounds you, until there is no separation, till you are not you, and the star is not star, till there is only fire. not destructive fire, not consuming fire, but eternal fire, steady, restless, infinite, alive. And in that fire, you rest. You drift outward now. Not away from the star in Tyrolinover, away bit into the quiet halo that surrounds it, where its light falls more gently.
The alien.
Fire is behind you, yet its memory lingers. You carry its crimson pulse within your being. Each flicker of plasma, each storm of X-rays, still hums softly inside you, like echoes of a heartbeat you cannot forget. Now, as the light steadies, as the glow becomes less overwhelming, shapes begin to emerge from the darkness. Not stars, not sparks, not illusions, but worlds. Worlds circling this restless ember, worlds locked in its gravity, its rhythm, its storms. Worlds that may shimmer with oceans, or may lie barren, silent, windswept. Worlds that whisper of life, yet remain forever, just beyond our reach. Take a breath. Hold it gently. Exhale slowly. As you breathe, imagine yourself drifting toward these companions, as though Proxima itself is guiding you, carrying you along invisible tides of light. The first to emerge is Proxima b. It circles the star at a distance so close it would seem impossible to us. Its year is not long like Earth's. It lasts only 11 days, 11 heartbeats of Proxima's ember light, and a full orbit is complete. To our minds, accustomed to the wide sweep of a blue planet around a golden sun, it feels impossibly tight, as if the world is bound too near to fire. And yet, here, within that closeness, something extraordinary exists. Proxima b rests in what astronomers call the habitable zenith, delicate region where a star's warmth might allow water to flow, to gather, to shimmer as seas and rivers. But what would such a world truly be like? Close your eyes. Drift with me. Imagine standing upon its surface. Above you, the sky is not bright blue. It is dimmer, softer, painted in shades of deep red and violet. The sun is not golden, but crimson. A restless ember glowing far larger than our sun appears from Earth. Its flares shimmer across the horizon, not as distant storms, but as sudden surges of light that ripple through the alien skies. If there are oceans here, they would glisten under a red sun, their waves carrying reflections of scarlet fire. Each crest would shimmer as if aflame, each trough would whisper of depths unknown. Winds would move across these seas, not carrying the familiar scent of salt, but something unearthly, perhaps sweet in ways no human lungs could ever bear. Imagine mountains rising from that ocean. World-dark cliffs, veined with minerals unknown, their surfaces glowing faintly under the ultraviolet storms. Valleys carved not by rain but by forces alien to Earth, their shadows stretching endlessly beneath the crimson sky. Now take a breath. Inhale slowly. Imagine the air of Proxima. Be not air as we know it, but a mysterious breath, a mixture we cannot define. Exhale gently, releasing the thought into the vast ocean of imagination. Scientists wonder, could life cling here? Could it adapt beneath the violence of Proxima's flares? Life, if it exists, would not look like us. It would not stand beneath open skies, gazing at the heavens. It would hide, burrow, shelter. Perhaps it would glow faintly in the dark oceans, bioluminescent threads weaving in silent currents. Perhaps it would spread across rock in thin veils of color, drawing warmth from fleeting rays. Perhaps it would listen to the storms as lullabies, not as threats. If Earth's creatures are children of a gentle sun, then Proxima's children, if they exist, will be children of fire, hardened, patient, quietly enduring. Closer still to the star lies another. So small, so delicate, it might be forgotten if not for the instruments of careful watchers on Earth. Proxima d no more than a whisper of a planet. A world lighter than Mars, circling every 5 days, so near to its parent star it may be scorched beyond recognition. It may have no seas. It may have no air. It may be nothing but rock and silence, battered endlessly by plasma storms. And yet imagine it not as dead but as patient. A world that keeps its vigil, so near the fire, circling endlessly, like a moth that never burns, yet never strays. Perhaps it is a desert of glass, dunes shifting in scarlet light. Perhaps it is a sphere of stone, cracked and glowing faintly from the star's heat. Perhaps it is simply a silent sentinel, reminding us that not all companions must be fertile, not all must be kind. Some worlds exist only to endure. Take a breath. As you exhale, imagine Proxima D circling endlessly, quietly, faithfully, so near the fire it almost disappears within it. Farther out, in the outer shadows, another world may exist. Proxima C larger, colder, more remote. Its orbit is not days, not weeks, but years long. It's nearly 5 Earth years to complete a single journey around its star. It may be a super-Earth, a giant of rock and ice, or perhaps something more like Neptune, a small gas world with frozen clouds. Its surface, if it has one, may be locked in endless winter, far beyond the warmth that could ever melt seas. And yet, in its remoteness, there is beauty. Imagine standing on such a world, looking up at the sky. Proxima would not be large or overwhelming. It would be a faint red sun, glimmering weakly like a coal on the edge of a dying fire. And around it, the darkness of space would stretch vast and eternal. To live on such a world, if life could, would be to live in patience, in stillness, in cold. Would be to measure time not in days or months, but in decades, in centuries. In the slow drift of ice and the whisper of frozen winds, Proxima's companions are not like Earth's. They are not blue and green jewels turning under golden warmth, and yet filled with possibility. Astronomers study them through faint shifts in starlight, through delicate measurements of wobble and flare. To us, they are numbers, signals, shadows. And yet to the dreamer, they are whole world oceans, shimmering crimson. Winds carrying unknown whispers, mountains glowing under alien skies. Worlds that may exist, seas that may shimmer, skies that may breathe with winds we cannot name. But forever, forever, just beyond our reach. Take one last breath with me. Inhale slowly, holding the weight of these imagined worlds. Exhale gently, letting them drift away, like sparks carried across the void. The star keeps them, fire guards them, and we, drifting here as dreamers, can only imagine. You drift closer again. The planetary companions fade behind you, their whispers dissolving into silence. Once more, the star itself fills your vision. Proxima Centauri, quiet ember, restless fire, ancient sentinel. The question lingers now, quiet but insistent. Could you survive here? Could any human, any flesh, any breath, endure the storming heart of this star? The answer is gentle but firm. No. Not because you are weak, but because you are made for another kind of light. Not because the star rejects you, but because it speaks in a language the body cannot hear. Close your eyes. Imagine your body as it is, floating in the void. Skin, bone, blood, cells working tirelessly to keep you whole. Breath drawing in air, exhaling it back again, heart beating with its steady rhythm. Now imagine carrying that body closer to Proxima's surface. At first, it feels like warmth, radiant, comforting, like sunlight on your face during a quiet afternoon on Earth. But then, almost imperceptibly, it shifts. The warmth grows into something sharper, harsher, unbearable. Here the light is not soft and golden, it is searing. Your invisible currents of radiation pierce through skin, through muscle, through bone. Unraveling the very threads that hold your cells together. The flesh cannot survive this place. It loosens, breaks, dissolves. The gravity, too, is unrelenting. Not crushing like that of a giant star, but insistent nonetheless, threads pulling you in, dragging you deeper, refusing to let go. There is no standing, no holding back, only surrender. And so, if you drew closer still, the truth is inevitable. Your body would scatter. Your atoms would loosen, drifting free, scattering into the star's eternal glow. But here, in this dream, there is no fear, only release. Only the quiet recognition that all matter belongs to the stars, that all flesh returns to fire. What lies inside this glow? To answer, we must step beyond the body, beyond survival, and into the science of the star itself. Proxima is not solid. It is not liquid. It is not even gas in the way we know it. It is plasmade fourth state of matter. Plasma is wild and free, a dance of particles stripped of their bonds. Electrons break away from atoms, leaving nuclei bare and restless. Energy floods through them, pushing, pulling, colliding, merging. It is a sea of motion, of electricity, of ceaseless fire. Within this plasma, something extraordinary happens. Hydrogen atoms, tiny, simple, the most abundant element in the universe, are forced together. Crushed under immense pressure, they fuse to become one. And in that act of union, energy bursts forth, spilling light and heat into the cosmos. This is fusion, the heartbeat of stars. It's a secret that has kept our own sun burning for billions of years. Proxima's fire is smaller, dimmer, cooler than the sun's, yet its patience is unmatched. Where our sun will shine for 10 billion years, Proxima will burn for trillions. It is not a sprinter, but a marathoner, a quiet keeper of time that will outlast nearly every other star in the galaxy. To survive within such plasma is impossible for flesh, but not for atoms. For atoms, it is home. Imagine, for a moment, surrendering completely. Your body loosens, dissolves, disperses into the plasma. Molecules fall away, cells vanish, organs unweave. What remains? Atoms, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, the elements that once composed your body. Those atoms sink into the star. They become part of the plasma's endless motion, part of the dance of electrons. And protons, part of the churning storms of fusion. And here at last, they find survival. Not in the way you once imagined, not as flesh, not as thought, not as memory, but as starlight. Your atoms, timeless. Your being, broken, yet unbroken. Your fragments, scattered into glow, carrying forward into eternity. Pause now. Take a slow breath in. Imagine you are no longer a body, but something freer. Imagine your breath itself as starlight, flowing gently through you, unbroken, timeless. Hold that image a moment. Now exhale softly. Release yourself into the glow. Let us look closer still. The star's outer layers ripple with plasma storms, magnetic fields tangling and snapping, releasing sudden flares that spill radiation into space. These flares, violent and brilliant, are Proxima's breath. Each outburst carries with it the reminder that stars are not calm. They are alive in their own way, restless, ever-shifting. Beneath those storms lies the convective zone, a region where plasma churns like boiling water in a pot, rising and sinking endlessly. Energy moves outward, not smoothly, but in turbulent rolls and ceaseless circulation. Deeper still lies the core, where hydrogen becomes helium, where light itself is born. The temperatures here are unimaginable, millions of degrees. Yet the process itself is simple, elegant. Fusion. The binding of small into large, the release of energy, the birth of radiance. This cycle has no thought, no will, and yet it creates, shapes worlds. It builds the elements that will one day become oceans, air, flesh. It has no intention, and yet it is the root of existence. Could we live here? No. Could we adapt? No. Could we touch the fire without dissolving? No. And yet, in a way, we already belong to it. Every atom in your body was forged in some star long ago. Perhaps not Proxima, perhaps not this ember, but in another fire, another core, another radiant dance of fusion. You are made of starlight. You always were. So when you ask, could you survive here, the answer is paradoxical. The body no, the mind no, but the essence, the atoms, the lighties, always, eternally. Take one last slow breath with me. Inhale deeply. Imagine yourself not as flesh, not as thought, but as radiance. Exhale gently. Let the radiance spread outward, endless, unbroken. Here, in the glow of Proxima, survival is not what you thought it was. It is not clinging to body, to form, to memory. It is release. It is return. It is scattering into the fire and becoming what you always were, light. And the light endures. You float now, not in the fire, not in the gravity, not in the scattering plasma storms, but in something deeper, perspective. The question has shifted. It is no longer could you survive. But what does survival mean in the scale of stars? Here, in the quiet glow of Proxima Centauri, time itself seems to bend. The universe stretches out before you, not just years, it's not centuries, not even millennia, but epochs upon epochs, vast beyond measure. And you begin to see the truth. Stars are not just lights in the sky. They are forges, eternal furnaces, ceaselessly shaping, recycling, and renewing the matter of the cosmos. Close your eyes and picture a forge on Earth, fire crackling, heat rising, metal glowing red, hammered into shape by human hands. Now imagine a forge so vast that no hammer could reach it, no craftsman could hold it, and yet its work is far more intricate than anything human minds could design. That is a star. Every star you see is a forge. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen you breathe, the carbon that makes your very cells, none of it was born on Earth. Earth merely inherited it. These atoms were forged in the nuclear hearts of stars, built in furnaces of unimaginable heat and pressure, scattered into the void when those stars died, and gathered again into planets, oceans, skies, and finally, into you. Think of that. Every breath you take carries the memory of stars. Every drop of blood is red with the iron born in stellar fire. You are not separate from the star Sioux, are their echo, their child, their continuation. Now look again at Proxima Centauri. This ember star, dim and unassuming, holds within it a patience almost incomprehensible. Our sun, vast as it seems to us, will live perhaps 10 billion years. It has already burned for nearly 5. It is middle-aged, halfway through its golden journey. One day it will swell into a red giant, shed its outer layers, and fade into a white dwarf, a glowing cinder, cooling into silence. But Proxima is small. Its fire is cooler, slower, gentler in its burn. Where the sun will die in billions, Proxima will endure for trillions. Trillions. The scale is almost impossible to hold in your mind. If the lifetime of our sun is a single heartbeat, Proxima is an ocean of time. Long after our sun fades, long after Earth itself is nothing more than dust, Proxima will still glow, quietly, patiently. Imagine it. The last humans, if any survive, will be gone. The last traces of Earth's oceans will have evaporated. The Milky Way itself will have shifted, reshaped by cosmic tides. And still, Proxima will burn. An ember against the dark. Furnace still alive. Now, measure yourself against that scale. Human life. 70 years, 80, perhaps 100. A breath in the dark. A flicker of light on a match's flame. Human civilization. 10,000 years from first writing to now. Barely a spark in the long history of Earth, and Earth itself. 4.5 billion years old. Even that is young compared to the trillions Proxima will live. Against the life of stars, we are not even seconds. You're sparks, dancing for a heartbeat before fading into the dark. And yet there is wonder in that. Because though our time is brief, we are conscious of it. Though our lives are small, we can look up and see stars like Proxima and know. We can trace their fire, understand their forges, recognize their patience. In the tiniest flicker of human time, we can comprehend the endlessness of cosmic time. That, too, is survival. That, too, is eternity, if only in awareness. Picture it now. A star lives. It burns hydrogen into helium, helium into carbon, carbon into heavier and heavier elements. At its end, it scatters its contents across the galaxy, sometimes gently, sometimes violently.
Ow.
Those elements drift, join, recombine. They form clouds of gas and dust. They collapse again into new stars, new planets, new oceans, new life. It is a cycle without end. Birth, fire, scattering, renewal. You, standing here in thought, are part of it. The atoms that form you have lived many lives already in stars, in dust, in oceans, in soils. After you, they will live many more. This is the cosmic perspective. Nothing is lost. Everything is recycled. Every atom continues the journey. So when you think of Proxima as an eternal furnace, you are not imagining something separate from yourself. You are imagining the workshop of your own being. The endless smithy in which the ingredients of existence are forged, unmade, and remade. Pause here. Breathe in. As you inhale, imagine the air itself, carrying with it ancient atoms. Perhaps this oxygen once floated in a primordial forest. Perhaps the nitrogen once streamed from a distant star. Perhaps the carbon was once part of a creature now long forgotten. Hold the breath gently. Know that you are made of ages. Now exhale. Release the breath back into the cycle, knowing it will continue long after you are gone. You are not separate from the eternal furnace. You are the furnace. You are the starlight flowing through time. Imagine the future. The galaxies drift further apart. The universe grows colder, darker, more spread out. Great stars burn out one by one, collapsing, fading. Proxima remains, a quiet ember, a witness to eternity. Perhaps one day another civilization will arise on some distant world. Orbiting Proxima, gazing at its red glow the way we gaze at the sun, they will wonder, as we wonder now, about their place in the cosmos. They will tell stories, sing songs, dream under that crimson sky. Perhaps their very atoms will come from us. Perhaps the iron in their blood will be the same iron once carried in ours. Perhaps the cycle will continue, and in them we will live again. This is the furnace's promise. Nothing is lost. Everything endures. What, then, is life in the face of such eternity? Some say it makes life meaningless, to be so small against the scale of stars. But perhaps the opposite is true. To burn brightly for even a moment is to participate in the same fire that fuels the stars. To breathe, to think, to love, to dream, these are acts of fusion on their own scale. They are the sparks of consciousness against the infinite dark. And when they fade, they return, carried onward in atoms, in memory, in story, in starlight. So do not see yourself as fragile, as temporary. See yourself as part of the cycle. A brief flare, yes, but no less eternal than Proxima's glow. Because when you dissolve, when your atoms scatter, they will not end. They will join the dance again, rise again in new forms, burn again in new fires. And somewhere, perhaps they will look up at Proxima and whisper the same wonder you whisper now. Breathe one last time with me. Inhale deeply. Imagine you are drawing into yourself the patience of Proxima, the endlessness of its trillions of years. Exhale slowly. Imagine yourself scattering into the cycle, releasing, returning, becoming part of the eternal forge. The iron in your blood, the light in your eyes, the breath in your lungs, all of it was born in fire. All of it will return to fire. The fire does not end. This is the eternal furnace. This is the cosmic perspective. Here in the glow of Proxima, you see yourself not as a moment, but as eternity itself. You have lingered long in the glow of Proxima. Its red light still hums faintly on your skin, as though your atoms remember the warmth of that eternal ember. But now, it is time to return. Not to fall, not to scatter, not to dissolve into the forge of eternity, but to drift back across the silent gulf toward the blue glow of Earth, the cradle of your breath. Already, you feel the current pulling, not a wind, not a tide, but a kind of gravity of memory. The human heart, though it can wander among the stars, always turns its gaze back to home. Breathe softly. Inhale. You are floating light as air. Exhale. You are moving, slow, gentle, timeless. The journey home begins. Turn your eyes one last time toward Proxima Centauri. What was once your entire horizon now shrinks. The red glow, which seemed infinite and eternal, now softens into a smaller point of fire. A coal against the black velvet of space. It is a paradox of vision. The closer you were, the more Proxima filled your sight. But the further you drift, the more it becomes what it always was, a single ember in the constellation of endless suns. Like a dream fading, you whisper to yourself, the ember dims, and in its place, other stars awaken. For Proxima does not live alone. It is bound across light years of space to a greater family, the Alpha Centauri system. Since Alpha Centauri A and Alpha Centauri B circle each other in a slow, luminous dance. They are golden fires, warm and steady, not so different from our own sun. From where you drift now, they shimmer together like twin lanterns, casting long threads of light into the dark. Alpha Centauri A, just a touch larger and brighter than our sun, burns with a steady golden-white glow. Alpha Centauri B, slightly smaller, is orange-gold, its fire softer, more intimate. Together, they orbit one another every 80 years, an endless waltz of gravity and light. Their closeness, their balance feels almost like companionship woo. flames refusing to burn alone, and there dim and small lingers Proxima, the outlier, the distant ember circling its brighter siblings. For millions of years, this trio has held together, 3 stars in one system, a cosmic family just beyond our reach. And you were there, close enough to touch their faintest flame. But now your direction shifts. You turn away from the Centauri stars. Your path stretches outward, across the 4 light-years of silence that separate their system from ours. 4 light-years sounds small compared to trillions, compared to galaxies, compared to the lifetimes of stars. But to human eyes, to human ships, it is an ocean larger than any ever crossed. You float in that ocean now? There is no sound, no breeze, no sense of motion. Space is not like Earth's seas, where waves lap and winds carry you. Drift is pure and perfect movement without resistance, distance without boundary. Close your eyes, inhale softly, exhale slowly. You are light, you are weightless. You are carried across the gulf as though time itself were your vessel. And as you drift, something calls. It is not gravity, not physics, not light. It is memory. You remember oceans. You remember clouds. You remember the smell of rain on soil, the shimmer of moonlight across rivers, the voices of people calling your name, Earth, that fragile sphere of oceans and sky. The one place in all you have traveled that you can truly call home. In your mind's eye, it begins to glow a faint shimmer of blue on the horizon of your thoughts. A reminder, a promise. Earth's blue glow calls you home. Breathe in slowly, gently, as though you are inhaling the starlight itself. Hold. Feel the calm of the void around you. It's vast and silent, carrying you without hurry. Exhale. Release yourself into the drift, floating light as air. You are not racing. You are not struggling. You are simply returning. Returning the way all things do, atoms to stars, stars to dust, wanderers to their cradle. The gulf between Centauri and Sol is not empty. Stars whisper to you as you pass. Faint red dwarfs, barely burning, flicker like sparks. Brown dwarfs, the failed stars, smolder quietly, their fires never fully lit. White dwarfs, the ghosts of suns long dead, gleam like pale pearls. You pass through this quiet graveyard, this quiet nursery, where stars are born, live, and die. And each one reminds you, home is not a single place, but a cycle. Home is the universe itself, forging, scattering, renewing. Still, the earth waits for you. At last, far ahead, a golden star rises on the horizon of space, our sun. Compared to Proxima's ember, it is dazzling. Compared to the twin flames of Alpha Centauri, it is familiar. Its light is not merely fire, it is memory, recognition, kinship. This is the star that warmed the oceans of Earth, that lifted winds into clouds, that pulled forests toward the sky, that nourished the breath in your lungs. It is not eternal, it will one day fade, just as all stars do. But for you, for now, it is everything. And as its light touches you, you know, you are almost home. From the light, a glimmer rises, small at first, delicate, almost hidden against the brilliance of the sun. A sphere, blue and white. Oceans swirling, clouds drifting, land masses etched in brown and green. Earth, the fragile marble spinning silently in the black. The only world in all your travels where your breath belongs, your heart stirs. Warmth fills you, not from the sun, but from the recognition of return. The dream is ending. The journey is closing. Like a tide, you are pulled closer. Like a bird, you are carried down. Inhale softly. Feel the air of Earth in your lungs even before you touch its surface. Exhale slowly. Imagine the pull of gravity, gentle and familiar, guiding you back into your own body. You are no longer drifting in endless silence. You are descending. You are home. The ember of Proxima fades behind you. Twin suns of Alpha Centauri dissolve into distance. Ahead, only one light matters now. The golden sun, and beneath it, the blue earth. You are returning not just from a journey through stars, but from a journey through time, through perspective, through the eternal furnace itself. And as you land, heart beating, lungs breathing, body grounded, you realize you carry the stars with you. Their atoms are in your blood. Their glow is in your eyes. Their patience is in your breath. Home is not only Earth. Home is the cosmos itself. And you flicker, though you are eternal within it. Inhale softly. You are floating back, light as air. Exhale slowly. You are home. And now you are home. The long drift has ended. The glow of Proxima has faded behind you. The twin suns of Alpha Centauri have dimmed, and the blue marble of Earth cradles you once more. You touched another star. You wandered where no human has walked. You floated across the gulf of light years, and still you return whole. As your feet find ground again, as your lungs take in the familiar breath of Earth, you realize something extraordinary. The journey has changed you, though you are the same. You carry within you the memory of suns, the whisper of silence, the patience of stars. Rest here now, under the sky that holds them all. Close your eyes, and let the story replay itself in the quiet theater of your mind. You began on Earth. The oceans sang beneath the moonlight. Winds swirled across the continents. Forests stretched toward the sky, nourished by a golden star. From there, you lifted away, higher and higher, through the layers of atmosphere, until air dissolved into vacuum. And Earth was no longer beneath your feet, but behind you. You drifted outward, past the moon, past the planets, the rings of Saturn, the storms of Jupiter, the pale deserts of Mars. And then you let go of the solar system itself. You traveled beyond its edges, into the cold gulf of interstellar space. A place with no air, no sound, no time as you knew it. Only distance. Only stars. At last, you arrived. Proxima Centaurian ember, a red flame glowing faintly at the edge of forever. You circled it. You watched its fire. You imagined the planets that huddled close to its warmth. You glimpsed the physics of its core-heavy fusion of hydrogen into light, the endless work of plasma. And then you stepped too near, and the science of survival revealed itself. No lungs could draw breath. No body could withstand its heat. No atoms could hold together. And yet even in dissolution there was peace. Your atoms would scatter, becoming part of the star's eternal glow. What you did not dissolve. You drifted back, through memory, through time, carried by breath. You passed the Alpha Centauri twins, golden suns locked in an endless dance. You crossed the silent gulf once more, and then you returned. Earth's blue glow called you home. The dream closes where it began, beneath the stars. Listen closely now. The universe is vast, older than memory, greater than measure. Stars live for billions of years, galaxies stretch across eternity, and time itself flows like an unseen river. And yet you a breath in the dark, you a flicker of thought, a ripple of warmth, a single, precious instant of awareness. You touched another sun, and still you return whole. What does this mean? That fragility is not weakness, that smallness is not nothing, that even the briefest flame can illuminate the dark. Your body's earthborn, but your atoms are starborn. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen in your breath, all of it forged in ancient stars, long before your story began. When you look up at the night sky, you are not gazing at something foreign. You are looking into your reflection. As you rest tonight, imagine this. The stars are not far away. They're not strangers. They are family, and they keep gentle watch over you. Every light you see in the night sky is both ancient and present, a beacon from the past that still shines upon you now. They whisper no commands. They make no demands. Simply shine, patient and steady, like guardians of silence. In their presence, you are safe. In their glow, you are eternal. Inhale softly. Let your lungs fill as though you are drawing in starlight. Hold gently. Let the calm expand within you. Exhale slowly. Release your thoughts, your weight, your journey into the quiet night. You have traveled across light years. You have crossed the edge of imagination. Now you return not only to Earth, but to rest. There is no need to go further. There is no need to strive. The stars will wait. All you need to do is breathe. All you need to do is close your eyes. And so the story softens. The voyage dissolves into memory, as dreams always do. The red glow of Proxima, the golden twins of Alpha Centauri, the endless drift of interstellar spatial of it now floats like dust in the corners of your mind. What remains is only comfort. What remains is only peace. Above you, the night sky opens, vast and eternal. Below you, Earth holds you steady. Within you, stars burn quietly, their light echoing in your blood. You are not small. You are not lost. You are home. As you rest, remember, the universe keeps gentle watch over you. The stars have waited billions of years to shine for your eyes. The galaxies have turned for eons to carry you here. Sleep now and dream beneath their glow. You are safe. You are eternal. You are starlight.